Introduction. I have felt the presence of spirit guides and the slightly pulling tides of the universe on my physical and spiritual being all my life. But it's only been over the last decade that I've been in touch with this part of myself. When I was 22 years old, I went through a terrible breakup. Like most of us who go through somewhat bad relationships, especially at a younger age when we don't know any better, I couldn't believe it was happening to me. The relationship started well, with dates and some fond memories together. But things quickly took a turn for the worst. He would drink a lot, and there were a lot of areas in his life he wasn't happy about, like his career, his financial situation, and his relationship with his friends and family. Being young and naive, I thought we were in love and that our love for each other could save him. It got worse. One time, my partner lost his job in a rather explosive way, finding the remedy in the bottom of a bottle. Weeks of unemployment turned to months and nearly a year. Throughout this time, the arguments became worse. Day-to-day life became increasingly violent. I tried everything to help him out of his dark time and back onto his feet, but I couldn't. I wasn't perfect. Of course I wasn't. I am but only a human. I tried my best, but it wasn't enough. One night, he left the apartment and slammed the door behind him, leaving me in a cold silence that seemed to last forever. I cried. I cried a lot, and I'm not ashamed of this. I sat with my back against the chair, watching my tears roll down and off my face before the carpet I sat on soaked it up. That's when I heard it. A voice. It was nothing more than a whisper. At first, I thought the door had been left open, or it was wind coming through the open window. But it wasn't. Even in my vulnerable, defeated state, I could tell it was something more. The atmosphere in the room has shifted so much I couldn't ignore it. I listened closely and just embraced what must be the wind as a welcome chill. But a chill it was not. It was warm, friendly, even inviting. As I felt the hairs on my arms stand on end, I listened and the soft breeze turned to a whisper. You need to be free. Free from this relationship. This experience, this situation, it doesn't serve you. And the voice disappeared. At the time, I thought I was going mad. I managed to remind myself I was sad and stressed. And if I was to hear something, even just an unnaturally clear thought, then yes, it was probably to be expected, especially with how I felt. But I couldn't shake the idea that it was something more. And I was right. Over the next few weeks, I dived into my research, trying to find out what the voice and the whisper could have meant. And very quickly, I stumbled upon the idea of the universe communicating with me. My spirit guides were revealing themselves to me. Now, this was not a new idea to me. I have always considered myself a spiritual person, and one who consciously, from time to time, connects with the ebbs and flows of the universe. But it wasn't until this moment that it felt so personal. My parents had both been religious, albeit they had been Jehovah's Witnesses. While they believed in God, me not so much, they still dabbled in the ideas of being guided by a more powerful, omnipotent external force. The forces of the universe, as it were. Now I was experiencing it in real time. Over the years, I sought to open my mind and soul, allowing myself to reconnect with these guides, these spirits, and these external forces of the universe. I found a way. Through my career as a writer, spiritual teacher, and practitioner, I have honed my skills and found many ways to open this connection to the universe and my spirit guides. lessons that anybody can pick up and use for the same results. These guides have helped to light my path through the brightest and darkest times of my life, offering advice, insight, and clarity whenever I've needed it. Life can be challenging, confusing, problematic, and stressful, and it's always a struggle to know what to focus on and where your mind should be. Fortunately, the guidance from my spirit guides and the universe has helped immensely. In hindsight, there were plenty of times when my spirit guides communicated with me and sent me signs. They've been there since the day I was born, some even before that, and have shown me the way, even if I haven't realized it in that moment. The more people I've talked to about this topic, the more firmly I believe the presence of spirits, universal guides, angel numbers, and guardian angels is a kind of magic that everyone has experienced at some point in their lives. Think back to a time in your life where you had a sudden awakening, a gentle nudge in a new direction, or a much more intense, vivid experience. Maybe you've had a startling revelation, or even physically seen your spirit guide manifesting themselves in your presence. It's not unheard of. It's actually relatively common, but many people write it off as a one-off moment of madness or an inevitable clarity on a given situation. It's not. You can literally manifest these experiences anytime you need them, and you can open yourself up to even more opportunities.